Hello everyone. In today's lesson we are going to learn interrogative pronouns, with indirect object, which that means with propositions of to, et, by, of, with.
We will explain to you how to ask with who, whom, whose, which, and what. And we explain how to form the passive voice in past and past progressive tenses. We are going to exclude you from making mistakes with these pronouns and forming the questions.
And, with direct object when we can know who is doing the action or where is the passive voice, we can use the interrogative pronouns here to identify the passive voice only if we have direct object without proportion. The most common interrogative pronouns are who, whom, what, which, whose. We use these pronouns to ask the questions and identify people or things, objects or subjects, and they always come in the first of the questions. We have here some examples of questions with propositions, direct object situation. Whom were you guiding to the park? Which door did you open? Whose cocktail do you drink? Who, which, whose, are the interrogative pronouns here. We don't know who is receiving the action, or doing the action. When we give the answer for these questions and we can also determine the passive voice and the object then will be converted to the subject. Whom were you guiding to the park? The answer is Sarah. I was guiding Sarah to the park. In this answer for the question, the object is Sarah, which is receiving the action. Here is the other grammar where we can determine the passive voice and convert the object to the subject.
If we don't know the subject, which is I, who is doing the action, and say, who was guiding Sarah to the park? Here is an unknown subject. The subject we've already known is me. Sarah was being guided to the park by me. Sarah became here the subject, right? We used was being because we have past progressive tense and guided is the past tense for guide. We can't use two past progressive tense. This is the form to identify the passive voice in the past progressive. Understood? Pronoun who is indicates subject and whom indicates object. Example: who guided you to the park? Whom were you studying with? Example: the answer is dived. The passive voice is I was being guided to the park by dived. Dived guided me to the park. Which is to ask about choices between things or people, or determine things. Whose is for possessive, and what to ask about the situation on the subject or the object, to know what is replace what. We give more examples with interrogative pronouns. Whom do you say that to? Whom were you staring at? We have propositions here and indirect object, so we can't form passive voice. We can answer the question and give active subject. We answer, I was staring at the girl. And we can't determine the passive voice and say, the girl was being stared at by me. Now examples with direct object. The bus took the group. He dropped his glasses. The passive voice from the examples. The group were took by the bus. His glasses were dropped by him.
Now, examples with interrogative pronouns. Which seat is mine? What kind of stories do you love? Whose mojito did you prepare for? Whose blender are you making juices by? I hope you understand how to form the passive voice and ask questions with these pronouns. Thank you for your watching.